With the Circuit of Ireland, Killarney and Donegal events all falling foul of foot and mouth, it's taken an ingenuity of an Irish rallying globetrotter to bring Ireland out of its rallying famine. Yes, we're rallying at a racetrack this week in RPM, but this is not Mondello or Kirkuson, as Punchestown has opened its turnstiles to a new type of puncher. The country's top rallying talents will be on the rails, over the jumps and into a few hurdles over the next half hour as we welcome you to Ronan Morgan's mighty idea of bringing our deprived racers together for the Punchestown Rally Masters.
Oh.
And they've come out in their thousands to study the form cards and cheer on the quality field, which includes 5 former champions and most of the mightiest machinery in the country. The rally blacksmiths are hard at work, brewing their entries, studying form, mucking out their stables, checking the horsepower, as the jockeys strut their stuff with a bit between their teeth in preparation for the white flag. But who are the odds-on favourites? Where would you put your money in this 3-stage race? The number on your car, Andrew, is very significant today.
It is indeed. As you can see, we're running number 2. That's what all the drivers agreed, that the number 1 space was going to be left in tribute of Bertie Fisher, Mark and Emma. It's an extraordinary year that we lost Bertie and we lost rallying. We did, but it's given us all time to reflect, and I think with the situation at the start of the year, many of us wanted to sit back for a few months anyway, but we're ready to go again. And as you know, many Irish rally drivers are going to Europe and further afield, and I'd say before the end of the year you'll see a few Irish drivers in the World Championships.
Punchestown is a family affair, as not only do we have 5 times tarmac champion Austin McHale, we also have his sons Aaron and Gareth in the entry.
We're out in the Celica, obviously the Corollas in Cologne, and we're doing the Polski Rally in 2 weeks. So Tim McNulty loaned me the Celica back to do it today.
Austin will also exercise a sensational 700 horsepower rallycross Peugeot 306 in between runs.
Austin, this is going to be quite an experience.
Yeah, it's something else. Yes, John McCluskey's rallycross car, an ex-Will Gollop, a British Championship car, and I haven't driven it yet. I'd only seen it here about a half an hour ago. It's going to be something definitely different. Like the Corolla is someplace in the region about 350 brake, and this is 700. You know, so be interesting.
Dermot Carnegie will be keeping Austin company with his rallycross focus in their mid-run trots, and trotting out of retirement in a Metro 6R4, the type of car in which he won the Donegal International, is the great Billy Coleman.
Billy, good to see you back again and back in a Metro.
Yeah, after about 15 years, Plum, it's a long time, but I'm only out for a Sunday jaunt, as you can see.
And of course it's your old mate and who's running this event and persuaded you to do this.
That's right, I had to give him a lecture there a while ago. We were only about an hour behind already, but that's typical of core drivers, you know, so I was always in time myself, as you know.
At last, Kenny McKinstry gets a chance this year to exercise his whole stable of rally cars.
Kenny, this is an amazing lineup of cars. How many cars are you looking after here today?
I'm not sure, I think it's 6 or 7 maybe. Plum,
right, take us on a tour. What's this?
Daniel Doherty's WRC car. This is my own legacy. Ollie O'Donovan's run, he's driving it today. This is actually Frank O'Malley's car. Yes. It gets complicated, Billy Coleman's driving it today. This car here is Barry Coleman's, but Frank O'Malley's driving it today.
You can remember it all.
This used to be late Bertie Fisher, very famous car, very good car. Frank O'Malley owned it, and Barry Coleman owns it now, and he's driving it today. This is Kenny McKinstry's car, P136. Kevin Barrett's driving it today.
And finally, we're delighted to see that Kenny McKinstry's driving something today.
That's right, I thought I'd treat myself to the gold car today, so looking forward to the spin.
But Kenny's Magnificent 7 are only a taster for the heady entry, which includes 5 World Rally cars and a host of the Group A supercars, and all have been gathered at just 3 weeks' notice. If the fun on the familiarisation run is anything to go by, the punters are in for a momentous afternoon, and Andrew in the Cuisine de France Subaru Ireland Impreza is obviously in an entertaining mood. What do you do? Austin and Billy blow away the cobwebs, Frank Maher cocks a hind quarter at the fans. Eamon Boland has brought his Impreza back from Belgium for the occasion, but Tommy Graham seems to be suffering from a slight hesitation. How unusual. And this is just what the veterinary ordered, a good gallop to blow away those quarantine cobwebs. But it's not easy to turn a horse race course into a rally stage in just a few days, and the runners are finding the going a bit tough, as we discover from inside Derek McGarrity's Matcom Subaru.
We're right, 30, narrow, we're left, tight on exit. Okay.
Steady on there, Gary, there may be children watching.
We're right, narrow.
The temporary fill at the horse crossover points is not working, and it has removed a few muzzles from the noses of those chargers. Good news for the rally farriers, but bad news for the jockeys.
I think there's about 5 places where the road is actually about 2 or 3 foot deep of tree bark. It must be where the horses cross the tarmac lanes, and the first 2 or 3 cars have just dug a hole out in it. Like I think we were the 6th or 7th car on it on the familiarisation run, and the car just ploughed into it and broke the front bumper, bent the 2 front wings. But it's a pity, you know, because it's gonna slow down now for the timed runs. It'll even be worse with 80 cars being over it now. I'm sure there's a crater out there that you need to stop and just try and tiptoe through it.
Now for the real thing. This would not be even considered as a warm-up in a normal tarmac round, but in the year that is in it, it's a blessed marathon. So how do the odds read? Evens and number 2, Andrew Nesbitt and James O'Brien, the current tarmac champions. 5-1 Austin McHale, 20-1 Billy Coleman, but thanks for the memories. 3-1 Frank Maher and the WRC Focus, 2-1 Kenny McKinstry, the single stage specialist, 10-1 Paul Harris, the national champion.
Sorry, loose, left 20, right 20. Sorry, loose, left 20, right 20.
We're out of the stalls with Andrew, and the going is hard to begin with.
Narrow double, right 20. Double, watch it. Hairpin left 24. Narrow, hairpin right 24, tight through the gate, watch it. Tight through the gate. Into left 16, tight, door crest 20. Wait, left 16, tight, door crest.
This jockey, riding in the Cuisine de France colours, records second fastest time.
Suddenly loose, right 20 on crest. The left 26 tightens badly, very loose here. 26. Keep out. Very loose, right 18 tightens badly. 18 tightens badly. To chicane, right 24. 24. Beat 24.
Austin McHale won 2 tarmac championships in this Celica, and he hasn't forgotten how it works. He records 4th fastest time. Billy is a little more cautious, but he's still in the top 10. But Frank Maher is really giving it the whip. He will be 3rd fastest over the first run. Eamon Boland and Anthony Nestor have had some good results in Belgium in their WRC Impreza, but I'm afraid they're heading towards a fall on the first. As Niall Maguire passes, we find the NVD Impreza stuck on the infield with broken steering. Kenny is king when it comes to controlled aggression, and the 9 times Lurgan Park winner heads the charts with a 3 minutes 7 seconds time on the first run. Daniel Doherty is only 8th fastest, and his horse is about to run out of power. Paul Harris equals their time in his less fancied mount. And Ray Breen has joined the Subaru stable and seems to be loving it. Tim McNulty has also been exercising his famous R555 FEL Impreza in foreign fields. And Tommy Graham's halter looks very vulnerable on the front of the Cosworth. Aboard the McGarity Impreza, we have a little problem at the hairpin.
60. 60, 3 right plus 30. Right, 30 into open square left.
Despite that mistake, Derek still takes 6th fastest time. Maybe this is why. There is definite evidence of a heavy landing over beaches on that run. Now here's a star. Ollie O'Donovan may have been the Tarmac Formula 2 champion, but his four-wheel drive experience is very limited. He's clearing the hurdles to such an extent today that he's up into 6th place. But he does a little of extra grazing on this run. Tom Holton is also hitting a high profile in his Celica. And although there is no official Group M category, George Tracy is the fastest of the showroom GGs. Well, Brendan Kelly was probably the fastest, but this extra lap of the parade ring doesn't do anything for his results. Not even Rory Kennedy can tame the wild man from Donegal in the DGM Evo 6. Raymond Johnston and Ivan Fisher are next up in their Group N steed, followed by Stephen Harris in his Subaru. Former Citroën jockey Niall McShay used to hold the reins of this little Saxo, and his replacement Dubliner Max McKillen is every bit as spectacular. And here's that Cavan man who leads the British Peugeot 106 Challenge, Rory Gallagher. Followed by Sean Gallagher, who must be scaring the britches off himself. And boy, can these Peugeots kick up their hind legs. Aaron leads the McHale junior jockeys. But then Gareth is out in only his 2nd ever event. And they're not the only rally dynasty sporting a junior team. This is Robbie and Gordon Coleman, Billy's sons, who are more usually seen on the racetracks. Racer Liam Denning leads the car coats, but Trevor Harding takes the bucking Bronco prize. Well, not quite. Back suspension? Who needs back suspension? Don Keating, you do.
What do you do?
Paddy White, I'm afraid, is a beaten docket. But Eamon and Anthony will make it back to the paddock to join us for another canter after the break.
1 stage down, 1 second in hand, and 2 more gallops to go. That's the update on the front runner Kenny McKinstry on the Punchestown Rally Masters. The runners are now given a bit of a breather. They're given a rub down, they have to be watered, given plenty of oats, and reshod for the afternoon races. And as a warm-up, it's rallycross time as Austin McHale wrestles with that 700 horsepower Peugeot pony. And the ex-British rallycross champion Dermot Carnegie puts his focus through its paces. This is the real thing. Kenny is out to defend his slender lead. gate and ahead is the section that gave all the trouble this morning. The Carrick-on-Suir Motor Club have worked hard to repair these crossover sections, but they still require caution.
4 right, maybe Vales.
As the Banbridge driver finishes his run, it's looking good. Very good. Now he must wait to see what Andrew can do. Andrew is on the attack as always. That 7-month layoff has not blunted his aggression. Co-driver James O'Brien sounds a little nervous.
Right 24 over crest. Don't cut left 18. It's middle, left 5, right 5 over crest 18. Wipe out, left side, loose, right 12 over double.
Now for the very fast back section. We are talking 100 miles per hour plus here. The Cuisine de France car is 3 seconds quicker than its gold WRC rival. They're now 2 seconds ahead. Frank Maher and Dermot O'Gorman are also literally flying. The Cluny driver improves on his first run by 2 seconds but remains in 3rd place. Austin has always been as equally at home on the loose as he has on the tar, and it's a credit to the man that he can stay in touch with the World Rally cars in 4th place. Morris Gass has recently purchased his WRC Impreza and recently won the Bishop's Court Rally in it. He's 6th.
Stay in the flat crest,
And we're on board as McGarity finishes his 2nd run. He will equal Maher's time.
And open hairpin right.
Ollie continues to impress, but right at the end, he and David Moynihan hit trouble. They have a front-end puncture. It will cost them a place, and they drop to 7th. But worse is to come for the Doherty brothers, and the Keystone Impreza has to be withdrawn with a damaged piston. Eamon is mobile again, but the Wexford driver is now just out for the ride. Paul Harris is in 8th in the Auto Fast Fit Subaru. But Cork supporters are about to receive a double whammy when Billy Coleman and Frank O'Mahony, who's been trying out front-wheel drive for the day, retire after their 2nd runs. Tom Holton has moved from front drive to 4-wheel drive, and it suits him. And Brendan gets it round that hairpin this time. Just. George Tracy continues to charge in the Group N yearlings. But Raymond Johnson, who gets a little overexcited at the prospect of swallowing up Mini at the end of this run, ends up the top showroom entry. And it's great to see a Fisher in the entry list again. As it is to see Johnny O'Sullivan back out on the stages. Now this is what I call maximum attack. Max McKillen, that truly was a mega moment. Rory Gallagher is showing us why he was chosen as the Billy Coleman Award winner. But Gary Jennings could do with a prize or two to help him repair this one. James Coleman supplied the pictures. The Mark IIs are as popular as ever. Paul Staunton takes Class 3. Liam Denning takes Class 1 and the Ford car category. And in the final classification, Niall Maguire takes the 10th spot in his Triton Subaru. Tim McNulty is 11 seconds ahead of him in his high-flying Pierce construction car. Maurice Gass has difficulty controlling his WRC Stallion on his way to 8th in the Emo car. Paul Harris takes an excellent 7th, just 2 seconds ahead of Morris. The Armagh driver's spin cost him that place. Ollie O'Donovan is for many the rider of the day as he thrills the large crowd with a spectacular display in Kenny McKinstry's hire legacy.
Really putting on a show here.
Derek McCarthy brings the Matcom Subaru home in 5th place. That spin on the first run cost him dearly. You can see here the sections that have caused the problems today, and they will be resurfaced for the big World Rally Masters event at the end of July. Into the final stretch, and the antics are not over yet for the Glengormley man. This steed has been rearing up on him all day.
Austin McHale has been an enormous help to Ronan Morgan in making the Punchestown Rally Masters event a reality, and his reward is pleasing 4th place when he splits the WRC entry.
Frank Maher has been 3rd throughout, never quite managing to get on the pace of the battling WRC Impreza pair. But as we can see, it is not due to a lack of bravery.
And who will take the honours in this fantastic final Subaru shootout? Kenny McKinstry and Mark Garrity go first and believe that they have beaten their best time to date.
4 left, baby.
This Bambridge driver is really pumped up.
Have you done it, Kenny?
Well, we've done a 3:05 that time on our clock, so who knows?
That's faster than anyone's gone today, is it?
I don't know what Andrew done.
But the official clocks have recorded 3 minutes 7 seconds. Now Andrew Nesbitt and James O'Brien really throw caution to the wind.
Sharp left 24.
He clips tires here. And he hits fences here. So much so that Andrew worries that he might puncture his Pirelli.
Tightens through the gate. Tightens.
At the hairpin, everything is okay. Now for the back section, and that jump is dangerously close to disaster. The clocks stop at 3 minutes 4 seconds, the fastest time of the day, and good enough to give the Armagh driver overall victory by seconds. It's also been a real triumph for organiser Ronan Morgan.
I've been looking at this for the last couple of years with a view to running different events here, and I suppose the time was right. We had the demand for it. It was an ideal opportunity to organise this event in an enclosed area where at no risk to anybody, there's no risk to any animals here, and I suppose the time was right to do it.
The times were certainly right for Andrew Nesbitt and James O'Brien. Now they will have the glorious opportunity to judge their skills against Richard Burns and Freddie Loix, where the World Rally men come to County Kildare on the 28th of July for the Punchestown World Rally Masters event.